Oh, we should do a clap test to sync audio.
What is a clap test?
You have a video separate from your audio recording. So if you clap, 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 well, you have to hit record first on Audacity.
So yeah, we're figuring things out as we go. Let me. Feel like one of those fucking seals as of like.
Okay,
So-
that's way too loud. Hang on. Okay.
No, if we talk normally, it should be fine.
Okay, that's
So-
picking up nice.
Yeah, and you could I think if we're both leaning back, it'll be good. So go ahead. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So then when you sync up the video and the audio, it'll be much easier.
So it just needs to line up with the clap
Yeah,
essentially.
exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
very cool. Very cool. Okay. So welcome to episode 0, essentially -1 of our podcast or whatever this may end up being. We're always talking about certain things. We're always trying to keep up with certain things, hype cycles, the fatigue of it, and everything. We're just getting tired of keeping up. So we're just kind of spitballing and riffing on how to be better at it, and perhaps teach some people how to be better at it if you're struggling with it as much as we are. So yeah.
Yeah, especially if you're employed or if you're just like have too many hobbies or too many things to keep up with, it can be kind of like it can feel like a chore to keep up with stuff that you enjoy, games, anime, movies, manga, like bands, shit, like whatever it is. Uh, it can feel like a chore sometimes. So, I'm Alan, by the way. Nice to meet you, sir.
I'm Sako, and nice to meet everybody. Um, I don't know if this is picking up everything because I don't see that cool green thing that we were talking about
Oh,
earlier.
fuck me. Did this turn off?
I don't know. Oh!
Is it not plugged in?
It's not plugged in!
Bro, let's go.
Let's fucking go! Oh, that's how it's done, everybody.
Okay.
Oh, great.
Watch this. And there's the magic,
And,
baby.
oh, God.
Wait, is it? Wait, is it still picking up? Okay, I think
Yeah.
you might have to switch it. So pause it real quick, and then
Or unpause?
Oh,
Okay, there we
you
go. It's not the
Okay.
red button.
Man.
Are you able to switch the audio input right now? If you go to settings,
Okay.
oh, I swear I thought we had this before. Maybe it's down here.
But it's well here I went here
Oh yeah.
and then yeah Scarlet Solo USB.
Okay, and but is that output? You want to go to input device.
How the fuck did we go to input?
More volume settings, maybe.
Yeah, there
input,
you go.
Microphone.
Yeah,
I think we're good. Okay.
we're good. Wow,
What an intro.
what a fucking intro! So all of a sudden, audio is gonna sound like, and then it's gonna become amazing like 5 minutes in. Okay, so all right, let's see. No, not stop.
the red one.
The red button, and it's
Did it not?
or
do it?
unpause.
Oh,
Okay, there we
you
go. It's not the red button. It's the 2 bars. All right, so yeah,
We have audio up now. And where were we again? We introduced ourselves. We said hi to everybody. And yeah,
we
let's.
introduced the hype cycle
We,
and why
yeah,
it's dumb.
and why it is dumb. So a big one I want to get into is Expedition 33.
Definitely.
Everybody should have heard about it by now. Most people should have played it, and whether you enjoyed it or not, yeah, it's literally part of the hype. So tell me how you found out about it and how you went into it.
So I'm pretty sure I saw the trailer at some Game Awards, like or whatever it was, like a couple years before it came out, and like I saw it and I was like, okay, this looks sick. I'm into turn-based combat. I'm into real-time elements in that,
Keep talking.
and like I'm into whatever they had going, like story-wise, aesthetic-wise. It looked sick, and like I'm the kind of person who likes to go into stuff, generally speaking, like without knowing anything. So once I'm hooked, I don't need to watch any more trailers.
Yeah.
Like, so game comes out, I play that shit like day one, and I like thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed my time with it just because like no expectations, no like preconceived notions or anything like that. I was just able to like enjoy it with no spoilers, no like conversations online. So, and it became like literally one of my favorite games of all time. I'm pretty sure it's your like one of yours too, right?
Hmm.
And like this is like 10 out of 10 for me at this point, right? With
Right.
like no influence whatever. Cut to like 6 months later, and this thing is getting glazed and just deep throated to hell and back by like absolutely everybody.
Yeah.
At the Game Awards it wins like 10 quadrillion awards, which hey, congrats, like totally deserved in my opinion.
Yeah, we're not hating on the freaking fame and everything for it, so it's well deserved at the end of the day.
Yeah, I do think it's well deserved, but like with literally anything there's a limit to it because when you have that much like praise glazing like overhyping, it literally becomes like toxic to people who have not experienced it yet, because now what you have going into it, let's say you're like a new player, you haven't played it yet, you're just hearing like, oh my god, 10 out of 10 game, like best everything, like, whatever, and then you go and play it, and maybe if it doesn't hit that like 10 out of 10 expectation for you, you come back feeling like, hey, that was good. Like, it could even be a 7, 8, 9, even if it's that. If it didn't hit that 10 out of 10 experience for you, like personally, you're going to feel somewhat left or let down. And you're going to be like, man, like it was, my expectations were here, my experience was here, maybe.
Yeah.
And that's the worst. That just kills it for me personally.
Yeah, it really does suck when you go into something with a 10 out of 10 or 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, whether it's a movie or an amazing game or something, because I have been let down. I've seen movies, and I do like to spoil myself to some degree of what people thought about
I'm
it.
the opposite.
Yeah, it's very different. Like I do ask for opinions, but going into Expedition 33, I had my own preconceived notions, such as timing in combat, very similar to the Super Mario RPG series,
Definitely.
Superstar Saga, being able to hit A as you land an attack, being able to dodge attacks. It's not just pure turn based, it becomes more active, and the immersiveness, I guess, is a lot better. And I love that. I love turn based, and I like some quick time events too. Why not? So not knowing all of that was going to be in Expedition 33 was incredible, and it freaking delivered so well. Now, if I knew the game was going to be a 10 out of 10 or 9.5 out of 10, whatever the fuck like reviews that it got from other people, I may not have been as hyped about it. So I totally get where you're coming from in terms of that. But having all of these ideas like, man, this is going to be awesome in this game. This is going to work in this game. The art looks amazing. The cutscenes look incredible. And it lived up to the hype. I wish I could travel back in time and see how it would go in another version if I played it 6 months later, like you said,
Yeah.
but I don't think it would have landed as hard as it did for me, just being a fan of turn-based series in general. So,
Yeah, and wait. So you mentioned Mario RPG earlier, and like Mario and Luigi. You're telling me Expedition 33 did not completely revolutionize turn-based combat?
yeah, it totally did. I mean, it didn't. Oh, no, no, no. Sorry. It didn't.
Yeah,
It really, so yeah, going off of that, it didn't revolutionize it. It just made it prettier.
exactly.
Like
Yeah,
it just made it a lot more enjoyable, a lot more fluid, if anything. But dude, Mario RPG's been around for what, longer than we've
yeah. I
been
was gonna say fucking
alive.
older than me,
Yeah, oh
probably.
yeah,
Like
like I
genuinely
was a
speaking,
baby and this guy was still in the womb probably. Like, yo, the the concept has been around and it's been done
for
with other games too.
forever.
Yeah, forever. It's not anything new at all. Like I said, it just made it a lot more enjoyable for like a 2024 game versus a game that came out in the 90s.
Yeah, and it's like that's part of the problem with like the overhype and like the overpraise is like you get people who have never touched an RPG in their life. You get people who just have no context for like what this game and the devs are like building on because
Yeah.
they literally say like we're inspired by all these RPGs that came before. And I feel like if I was the developer, like if I was Sandfall or like any person on that team, and I saw people shitting on the games that I like to praise my game, I would feel like doubly as bad,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because like that's the last thing you want. And like it's
Because you
it
are inspired by
yeah,
those games at the end of the day, and it'll hit a really bad part of my like it'll strike a nerve at the end of the day. Because like, yo, maybe I like use this game as a platform to make this amazing 10 out of 10 masterpiece. They paved the path for me to be able to do all this stuff. I'm
exactly.
no genius. I'm no freaking inventor. I just enjoy shit and make even better shit.
Exactly. And it's like it's the problem with like tourists and shit who just like the game just went completely beyond what anyone expected it to reach. And it's like once you have that level of like praise and shit, of course being the internet, there's just complete hyperbole on like either side where people are like best game ever, revolutionized my fucking marriage and my entire life. And then there's the complete opposite where people are like, hey, this game secretly this game fucking sucks. And actually it didn't do anything good and it's just, Unreal Engine French Oscar bait slop, like stupid shit like that.
No, for
And
it's a victory that the French deserve at the end of the day. It's a long time coming, but no, here's the thing: it does lie on every single like point of the spectrum because some relationships did rekindle because of it. I hear couples that I know personally that like played through the game. Like, don't spoil it, man. Like, we're playing it both of us together, and I'm like, oh, you got the wifey into a video game. Awesome. Maybe this can open up a broader spectrum of games that she never tried out or anything, and try out some of the classics. And then some people go like, "Oh yeah, I'm streaming it." Like you said, your friend streamed it,
yeah,
and it's bringing people together and stuff. It's causing all of these cool social circles that like didn't exist at some point in your life. That's all great, but would you have enjoyed it more then or when you first played it?
exactly. I feel like I'm someone who's definitely affected by like expectations, and I try not to be, but that's one of the reasons that I go in with like zero expectations, or I try to, and I try to go in like as blind as possible with anything ever, because like you know how they say, what's that saying? Like comparison is the thief of joy. Like if you're
Yeah,
comparing two things,
100%.
I feel like that even works when you're comparing something to itself based on what you thought it was versus what you actually experienced.
Right.
Because if you build up those expectations, or if you hear them from other people, you're gonna always compare it to the actual physical thing that exists that you are experiencing, and you're gonna be like, man, I kind of thought it was gonna be this way. I kind of thought something like else was gonna be in here, or like this, it's not as good as I thought, or like it doesn't hit exactly the type of story that I wanted it to be. And it's like once you get there, it's like, okay, bro,
Yeah, because you're
you're
forming the narrative in your brain
it's like
almost.
unfair
Yeah,
almost.
it is unfair because, the narrative's executed by without any like form or exposition to it. Going in blindly does feel a lot better than going in with opinions
Hmm.
and some sort of expectations because it just doesn't it doesn't land a certain way that your brain has been training for it to expect.
Exactly, exactly.
Like that is unfair. You don't want to see any previous exposition whatsoever for certain things, but if it depends on what the medium is too. Like
Definitely, yeah.
we're gamers. We love anime. We love certain things, cartoons or whatever. That stuff. Leave your opinions out the door. I've seen enough and I've done enough and played enough and enjoyed enough to know what I want. So that does matter. But if it's like something new that I'm getting into, like I don't know, a Korean drama, I don't really watch any. So maybe I would read about it. I would ask a friend about it or
Yeah,
something to just give me some stuff, and that would make the experience a little better. But even then, it's like going in blindly is a lot nicer. But yeah, it does ruin the joy at the end of the day.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good place to stop there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Whatever.
Okay, so
Good.
we are good. All right. Let me check this out real quick.
Plot twist. It wasn't recording the whole time. No.
No, thank
I'm
God
kidding.
it
I'm kidding.
was. Thank God. All right. Are we good?
Yeah. We're good.
Okay, cool. So yeah, just the hype lives on, ways to keep up with it. You kind of have to find a neutral, like a neutral way of looking at it. Some opinions are good, but let your opinions kind of uh, like steer the ship at the end of the day. It's your journey. It's not anyone else's journey. Unless you're going on the journey with someone. You're sharing the experience, you're watching the movie together, playing the game together. Some opinions are welcomed, but at the end of the day, you should just keep it to yourself. Cancel the noise at the end of the day. So, all right, what else we got over here? The okay, yeah, another struggling or suffering market or that I don't need people's opinions or input on anymore. It's just oversaturated. The fucking Pokemon community.
Yeah.
I just want to go off about the yeah,
Scalpers.
scalpers, man, and like versus people like myself who truly enjoy master setting something. Like I used to be able to pay $5, $6 for a booster. Now I have to go to the far reaches of the internet to get something that costs $40, $50. Or, I tried Whatnot for a few days, and it is just the biggest scam right now. What were you saying?
Scambling.
Yeah,
It's like
literally scambling.
it's like going to Vegas is a better use of your time and money than like gambling on Pokemon cards because at least at Vegas you can have fun,
Yeah.
bro. And oh yeah, earlier I was saying like the you can do a study on like how the Pokemon card scalping scene is like a direct capitalist reflection of like the the blood diamond markets of Africa and how they're controlled via like not scarcity of the actual material itself, but they're controlled via like force and power and like
Force
artificial
fear.
it's like what is it, artificial scarcity, right?
Yeah,
Where it's
yeah.
like you don't know. I mean, I'm sure the companies probably to some degree like yeah, you can only print like a certain amount of cards, but like the scalpers just completely fuck the market in that
Yeah,
regard.
it's a negative reinforcement. Like they don't need to do it. They just want to make money. It's organized crime. Like
Essentially,
new mafia has emerged out of nowhere to the point.
tell the New York story.
Yeah, I forgot the name of the shop, but there's this shop that opened up in New York like a few months ago. Just another regular community area where enjoyers of Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, One Piece, or whatever tabletop game is out can go play with friends, trade, hang out, meet some people, buy some cards, just enjoy, live life like a nerd. Be happy. Be amongst your people. But there's people coming in fucking masks and guns, holding you up for freaking cards, breaking glass, stealing thousands. Yeah, literally,
Bro,
like,
I
give me your fucking cards, you
dog,
kid,
take the
you
Pikachu.
child.
Take the Pikachu,
Yeah,
dog. I just want to see my
say any
family.
Pikachu and Charizard owners in here, fucking put them in the bag right now. High value. Like, it is crazy. You can't be safe anywhere anymore. I don't know. I feel very bad about that shit because as a kid, I would go to so many shops, go to tournaments, go against people, play, but none of that shit was there. Nobody even fucking knew what Pokemon cards were. Like people were just committing crimes elsewhere. Take the crimes away from the Pokemon community. I
gang
don't.
gang violence has evolved from street gangs to like whatever TCG you're playing
Yeah,
at the
that was
time.
TCG gang violence. Like,
Jesus
are you
Christ.
freaking trading card gangs out of nowhere? Like, I hate it. I like that. That's why it's like I'm just gonna stay home, play online. Like, I don't even know where to buy cards anymore. The market is slowly recovering. Like, I went to Target just for, regular shopping, getting some groceries and essentials and stuff, and I saw like maybe 10 boosters versus boosters being scarce for 10 months and just be like standing in line for it or something, but it's slowly recovering. It's getting back to where it used to be. But at this point, it is just tainted, man. Like I don't even know.
It's a weird thing. Like we talked about hype earlier and how that like messes up. That can mess up like fandom, or it can mess up
Bingo.
like some kind of media, right? I say mess up not in the sense of obviously the physical like media itself. The show is not worse. It's just your perception of the show can be worse based on like what you hear. And this is like a completely different thing of like if you have like you cannot like have a kid now and just have them regularly enjoy Pokemon cards in the same way that it was before. Because now it's like there's the whole money aspect to it, and it's
Yeah,
just like
money
it's
ruins
tainted.
everything.
It's tainted, like you said. It's like I remember as a kid, I remember like here and there we would have like some Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, whatever, and like getting a rare. Obviously, as a kid, you're like, cool. That's like a rare, and you have that like childlike wonder where it's like not physically really worth anything, but like just to you and like to the lore and like to your perception it's worth something.
Yeah.
But then like now it's like obviously we can't really speak on this as adults, but like there's a monetary value to it now, and that kind of ruins it. You like imagine your son gets like a shiny Charizard in his new little pack, and you have to do the moral dilemma of like, do I let my son keep this card that he really
Or
likes,
do I
or
flip it for 500
or
bucks?
do I flip it to pay rent this month, bro?
No, 100%. It's and kind of to go off of that, like when I was a kid and collecting, my dad would like, give me an allowance, some cash or something, but he'd still like haze the shit out of me like, what is this? Why are you doing this stuff and all that shit? But the moment I told him, I was at a convention a few weeks ago and I sold an old shining Raichu for 300 bucks, he's like, that's it, kapov. Let's make money. That's like he's all of a sudden like into it. Like and I get it. Like I don't
Modern
blame
day
the guy.
gambling,
Modern day
bro.
gambling,
I say
dude. It's
modern
like
day as if gambling doesn't exist right now. Evolved gambling,
evolved gambling.
children's gambling.
Yeah, yeah, kids can totally gamble like and you see videos all the time of like parents like opening packs and even older people like there is a happier aspect to it. It's
Hmm.
bringing people together. Like sometimes me and the folks would like recently we'd like grab a bunch of boosters and just open up and we'd like pack battle to see who gets the best pull.
Oh, yeah.
And it's hilarious because like I don't know, my mom gets a full art out of nowhere and then I'm just getting like a shitty hollow. Pops is getting a shitty hollow. Sister's getting just like whatever, and then like they're all happy, but they're not like freaking. We're not killing each other over it. We're not like no,
I'm
save
I'm
that.
disowning you, bro. Unless
Yeah,
you give me that
yeah.
shiny.
Unless you give it to me, I'm disowning you. I'm not gonna go hit up a freaking children's card shop and like freaking sell and steal tens of thousands of freaking property from the store and from the patrons all at the same time. But yeah, it's become so corrupt. Like it is literally a blood diamond like race right now for
Yeah.
fucking like the blood diamond is the golden cards. Like a gold Charizard is a blood diamond right now, and that is just hilarious to think about. Like,
It's a
dude,
piece of fucking paper, bro.
it's a piece of
Like it
paper.
genuinely is.
It re-
Not even in the same way that like the Constitution is. This is like this is a completely different realm than that.
Yeah, it really is. It's becoming its own fantasy realm, like of just freaking gambling and crime in the worst possible way. We're not even talking about bullying someone to get their card out of them, which
Yeah,
used to be the
that's
thing.
ethical.
That's
That's
ethical. That's ethical compared to what's happening right now.
compared. Yeah.
Like shit, and like I'll be honest. I've scammed like classmates before.
Hey, let
Like,
me let me tell you a story, right? Okay, this is not like a scam story. This is more of a story about like the value. So I'm gonna get a little sappy here for a
no,
second.
for
I'm
sure.
I'm not even like remotely into like TCG at all. Like the digital aspect, the
Yeah,
collecting aspect, not really. I have like maybe like a handful of Pokemon cards just like on my desk from various like
eras and whatnot.
just various times that I've gone out, I've seen a pack. Like I was with friends, we're just like, hey, let's grab a pack. Fuck it, like let's just see. Or like whatever card I think is like cute, I'll just keep it. Like I have a Snom.
Okay.
Do you know
Yeah.
Snom?
Yeah. No
Yeah,
Snom.
the little fucking yeah, you know what it is. So I just have like the cute cards. I just keep them. They look nice, right? But like when I was a kid, we had like a very, very limited amount of like Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards,
Sure.
right? Like just maybe in my life as a kid, I opened like two packs.
Wow.
And I remember, so I have an older brother. We used to play against each other. I have not even a remote idea of how to play Yu-Gi-Oh, but somehow, some way, at 6 years old, we were playing against each other. My older brother, and I had a card, like a really rare card, allegedly. I don't know how rare it was, but I had like a shiny Yu Gi Oh! Whatever the fuck. I don't even remember what card it was. And I remember my older brother, he he got the card from me, and he didn't like steal it. We fucking live in the same house, obviously, but
Yeah.
he would take the card from me sometimes. And he would tell me like, "Hey, Alin, I'm gonna take this card, and I need it right now. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go at night after mom and pop fall asleep. I'm gonna go to the Great Pyramids and I'm gonna have a Yu-Gi-Oh battle at night. So
Jesus.
I need this card." And I believed him 100%. I'm like, Vartan, please, I implore you, take this card, bro. Take this card, go win your fucking Yu-Gi-Oh
Oh
battles at
yes.
the Great Pyramids of Giza halfway across the fucking
Yes. Yes.
world.
Do it for family.
And that's the type of magic that you are losing out on when you take card packs from the stores as like a 45-year-old scalper and don't let it go to that 6-year-old kid who's going to believe his brother's going to
No,
Egypt.
it's true. That's hilarious. I don't even know about
Yeah,
that.
I've never told you this story.
No, you've never told me that story. That's pretty
This is
amazing.
this is like deep lore. My older brother is his friend.
Some, yeah, just old time friends, but like some deeper lore going back to my scam story. Like I used to be a terrible person, so I shouldn't be talking
Used
about
to be.
this, right? Yeah, I know. No, it didn't change. I haven't changed much, but like what goes around comes around. I got scammed like as a kid, and like I learned, so I'm just like let me try it out, but I kind of like dropped away. So sometimes I would like get a whatever card and go like, "Yo, give me five of your cards for this one card," and like, and we'd make the trade, and obviously among those five cards. Or actually no, it was the other way around. I'll give you these five cards for your one good card, and my five cards did not amount to whatever the fuck they had.
Five
So
snoms for your
yeah,
legendary
five. Yeah,
Raichu or
literally
whatever.
five snoms for my thing. Like, yo, you can sell these, you can trade more, but give me your hollow. Give me your like good looking card that I personally wanted or something. Now, is that scamming? I don't know. Perhaps
I
it
mean,
is.
maybe not if you're 6 years old, but
Yeah, and then I was a kid back then, but yo, and then it just got a little aggressive to the point where you would kind of haze people like, you don't need those cards, give them to me. Like, you're grown ass man. I'm talking to a fifth grader while I'm in the third grade or something. You're about to go to middle school. Give me your cards.
damn, this is like these are plays that I never
The
experienced.
crazy
I
plays.
this is like fucking this is like the street culture.
Yeah, this
Like
was amongst the kids, and
don't hold your iPhone out like in the street in the same way that you don't show off your fucking Charizard at
yeah,
school.
exactly. Don't don't play your hand right away type of shit. So it's like I would literally make older kids feel bad for having cards so that I could get their cards type of stuff.
It's the fucking cycle of shame, bro.
Yeah.
Your parents shame you and then you shame the other kids.
Yeah, it came from somewhere, right? But and then those kids grew up and started shooting up others at
Oh
stores.
shit.
It's like, yeah, I started that fucking curse. No, but it's like,
Not so funny now,
yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Am
They
I too old for this gun?
literally, it's like, dude, I was just kidding. It's your fault for falling for it. But no, it's like it's the freaking corruption. exists in some sort of format, right? Whether you're a kid or a teenager or a grown ass adult, like fucking actually going after children to so you can get their fucking cards. It's
If
unbelievable.
this gambling and like card scalping shit ever gets like somehow, some way regulated, it's never gonna be, but like somehow if it gets like stopped or regulated, in a few years there's gonna be like studies that come out based on like the psychology of like why people do this shit and like why
Oh,
why
bro.
specifically like kids card games and like to be fair there's other like TCG shit like baseball cards like this is just one piece of the
That's
puzzle of
a
that
healthy environment. Like
but like
sports has not been in other
I
ways.
guess I wouldn't know like it's probably
It's okay. Like
oh
I
shit
know
okay
people who
I had no
actually
idea
buy and sell like sports cards and stuff like that. Maybe I haven't gotten into it as much to know, but I don't think there's much like corruption in that
mm.
community, honestly, as much as like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And fantasy elements and stuff like
There's
that.
gonna be like a Diddy documentary level study on like the effect of children's card
Netflix
games
get on the shit.
on like the psyche of the average 47-year-old American male scalper.
Yeah, no, it's honestly crazy. And then like I see videos like how to get back at scalpers. Like you see a scalper with like 10,000 boxes and boosters. It's like take it from them. It's like now you're
I
becoming
was gonna say
the part of the
do
problem.
do something worse, and it's like okay, you can question the ethics of that 100%. Like, can you
Yeah.
literally if someone's being a dickhead, can you take that shit out of their cart? And
You'd
it's
be the
like
dickhead too.
I was gonna say it's like morality wise, I don't know, but it's just like stooping down to their level is maybe not
You're
the best
stooping down to their
choice.
level. Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's like, yo, people should just stay in their lanes. Like, forgive my sins, Jesus, for scamming kids when I was a kid and stuff. But like, I've changed. I've grown up. I'm not part of the problem anymore. I
You
just
reattached your scalp.
literally, yeah. Yeah. Literally, my scalp. I have a good head on my shoulders, and I'm just like chilling. I just want to collect. I buy. I support the community, and I go to conventions to check stuff out, sell, buy, and trade. But not to fucking like scam people anymore. No holdups. No nothing. Like the market needs to heal at this point. It is out of control.
You mentioned conventions before earlier. I know you have a lot more experience with conventions than I do, but
Hmm.
like in terms of like coming back to like the whole hype cycle thing with like conventions and shit, and like I don't know if anyone else has experienced this. I'm sure this is like a pretty common experience, but like people who regularly attend conventions or maybe have gone more than once, like that first convention you go to is like the sickest shit ever. And then like
Unforgettable. I'll
on
never forget
literally
it.
yeah, it's like the most memorable thing ever. And then after that, once you kind of get accustomed to the culture and shit and like you get used to that kind of hype feeling or I don't know if maybe hype is even the right word at this point but that the feeling of just like being so ingrained and like so immersed
Yeah.
in that kind of culture and that like media that you've only really looked at through a screen for like a time right like you can watch all the anime you want you can read all the manga you want but being around like just that concentrated crowd is like totally different. And like I feel like the first time you go, sick as fuck.
Yeah.
Every time after that, you're kind of seasoned to it. And you're kind
It's
of
true.
there for like what you want and like what you know is there versus like that sense of discovery maybe that you had before. And I think that a lot of people get like a weird kind of not depression, but like a weird kind of like melancholy that you can never really get that first con experience ever again.
Bro, it's chasing the dragon.
Chasing the yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
literally, like
Chasing that
that
feeling that you
first
can
hit
never
hits
get
different.
again.
Like
Yeah.
it's crazy because, well, I got lucky in a sense. Like this was just divine intervention. I didn't plan it. It just worked out that way. I first went when I was a young teen to an anime convention. I
Was it
continued.
AX
It
or
was
oh,
Animex,
okay,
bro.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was like 14, 15 when I first went with your
Literally the
brother actually.
literally the perfect time where
Perfect time.
you're just impressionable enough to like be really affected by it, but at the same time like you're not young enough to like not know what's going on.
Yeah, and you're not old enough to be just completely like bored by it immediately with other things going on. We didn't have jobs, we didn't have responsibilities. We just loved video games and anime, so we went and had an amazing time. Fast forward a few more years when we're going to college, we're adults or something. That's a new perspective that we got to enjoy from the
Hmm.
conventions, because
Yeah.
at first we didn't stay out late, we didn't party or something. Now we're like 18, 19, still going to these conventions, and we're going to the dance parties, we're staying out late, we weren't drinking yet and stuff, but like, we turned 21, 22. Now we're going to the bars at the anime convention. Now we're hanging out with all these other people, all these cool cosplayers, people who party late at night and stuff. So it's like we went through different stages of conventions through our life. So it was very cool to enjoy it that way. Now, I hate it. I haven't been in like 4 or 5 years because the hype just blew the fuck up during COVID. You mentioned that, and it was
Yeah.
literally right around that time when everyone is all like, "Yo, I love Naruto. Yo, I'm like, do you know how long that shit's been out for?" He's like, "You should watch it, man." I'm like, I've seen it. I've seen it. Like when I was like barely driving, man. Like I've seen that shit. I've been through it. Damn, this is clipping loud.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
But yeah, it's like, dude, once you've lived the hype and like someone goes through the hype, it is fun, it is cool, but like you get tired of it very quick.
It's weird seeing people go through like kind of the same thing that you did, but watching them from an outside perspective.
Yeah,
Because
in fast forward
you feel like
almost.
you're watching it like happen again. It's like rewatching a movie. You're like, okay, like I get it, bro. I get it. Like I already know all this shit that you're telling me, all these feelings you're feeling. I already get it.
Yeah,
And to like, obviously that's a little bit hyperbolic because like not to go too much into it, but like obviously everyone has their own like interiority and like everyone has their own like specific experience with like that thing that you did. But like when you see it's like similar enough to the way that you experienced it, you're just like you feel like it's like watching a little kid like grow up. Basically, you're like, okay, little Timmy, like get on with it. Like I've seen Naruto. Like you don't have to fucking tell me, right?
speed it up.
And it's just like it it kind of has created this weird like extra divide of like people who got into anime like
Super.
pre-COVID,
Yeah,
or I should say people who were into anime pre-COVID and people who like
before the hype
got
and after the
into
hype.
anime like during it or after it, right?
Yeah,
Because the new buzzword of like the century right now is tourist, which personally big fan of that word because it's a very good way to describe something,
yeah,
but like it's it's not enough nowadays to be a fan of the same thing. You have to kind of like be fans in a similar way. Otherwise, people have that like weird disconnect where it's like, you know, you could like one show for like a million different reasons. And I think the reason that like conventions nowadays feel so like weird and like commercialized and shit, not only because there's like 10 quadrillion extra people now than
right.
there was before, but like the types of fans that are around now are like way different than it was before.
It's a new breed.
Yeah, it's like there's people nowadays who like, and obviously again, this is all kind of speaking hyperbolically, but there's people nowadays who make one single show like their entire like personality and
Sure,
existence. They were around before for sure, but it's one of those things where it's like the volume increase of like just the amount of people that are going to like anime expo or like any anime convention is it just like exacerbates that problem
it does.
where you feel like wow, I'm among like 10 million anime fans,
Who only have seen one anime
but why
before?
do I feel like I'm
Name
not?
three anime. Like you can't. You,
Yeah,
you can't.
it's like you go to these conventions and like you don't really sense as much of that community as you
Yeah,
did
the culture
before
of the community is out the door.
because there's too much people and there's like it's just too many people that are on like kind of the surface level. Which again, like enjoy what you enjoy the way that you enjoy it. Like nobody has the right to take that away from you. Like, but it's just the thing that kind of gets in the way of that like tighter sense of community. Because
No,
like
I agree.
it's like talking to someone about something that you don't know or don't give a shit about, and you feel like you just cannot connect whatsoever.
Yeah, and it's too little to give a shit about because like coming up with anime and video games, we took in so much, we consumed, viewed, and played so much where it's like when when there's so much content, people like that can only absorb so much in
Right?
such
Yeah.
little time, you know?
Exactly.
Like versus us who have been doing it for decades, you know, we've had the time, we've been spared all that shit, so you can't really blame them in a sense. Like, sure,
Yeah.
go
No.
for it, but like, you can't level with me, bro. Like,
Yeah. Leveling. That's exactly what it is.
it's
Like leveling with
the
someone.
leveling is very tough to just
Yeah.
meet eye to eye with someone. It's like, oh hell yeah, you play Expedition 33, awesome. Like, tell me more about it. And then like after you scratch that surface, there's really nothing else they can talk about because they haven't played Final Fantasy, they haven't played Persona, they haven't played the Mario series, they haven't played anything really.
Yeah.
Or yeah, it's just different.
I have this bad habit too of like sometimes doing that where I think I know more than I'm talking about, where it's like, oh, this thing is awesome because it's not like all these other things that are like not as good. But like my problem is I say that about shit that I've never watched. So
Right,
I'm
right.
and that's like a habit that I'm trying to break for sure. Um
Breaking. No copyright infringement, please.
yeah, it would be too good.
Sorry to cut
And
you off. Yeah.
no, it's chill. I totally lost my train of thought.
I'm
No,
sorry.
no, no, not because of you, because of myself. Um, but like, wow, I completely lost what I was gonna say, bro, about conventions. Oh, I was gonna say my experience with
Yeah, yeah.
conventions,
What is your experience
which
with
is
conventions? You didn't go through the seven stages, the
of
seven
grief.
layers of yeah, yeah, that I did. But how was your initiation or your experience with conventions?
So like I had like the complete opposite experience, I think, that you did
You
because like
started later.
I started way late. So I
Yeah,
first went to like Anime Expo when I was like 17 or 18, I think.
gotcha.
And like yeah, first year was sick as shit. I mean, again, this is kind of like me watching my older brother go like so many years, and I just like, I either never bothered or I just like didn't think to go, or like I, whatever. But yeah, the first year that I did go, it was like awesome. Went to a shit ton of panels, getting to see the expedition hall. That's what it's called. Expedition hall. Exhibition hall.
Exhibition
Bro, I
hall.
have expedition
Exhibition
expedition 33
33
on the
man,
mind,
dog.
bro. The expedition hall where you go to get killed by Nevrons, bro. Nah, and seeing everything for the first time, you're just like, wow, like I've never been in this environment before. Like I've only ever really like just watched anime. I've never been like a part of any community. Like, going to school as like going to school at the time that I did, like,
Nobody was into that stuff.
2000 to like 2018, right? Like graduation. It was just kind of like your super super close group of friends. There was no one else
You were
really
the
that
one
was into it.
percent of that enjoy
Yeah,
that shit.
pretty much. And like just being in that environment where it's like you're seeing all these people like doing the things that you are into, it's like, oh, it's sick. Then you go again the next year, and it's kind of like the high is you're coming down from the high, and like you're a little bit more cynical about everything. Like maybe cynical is not the right word, but it's just like you kind of know what to expect. You already know like everything that's going on, so it's like it doesn't hit the same anymore. And like keep in mind that's like literally me going. I think either 2 years in a row, or maybe I went like 2018 and I skipped a year and I went. I don't know.
Yeah.
I definitely did not go like during the quarantine because fuck that. I was not gonna get like
Oh, you
omega.
actually went after COVID at some
No,
point?
no,
No,
I
yeah.
haven't
You
been.
haven't been,
I
right?
literally
Okay.
have not been. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, same,
so
same.
since I went those 2 times, I have not been to Anime Expo specifically. I have been to like a couple other like kind of adjacent festivals,
One-offs and shit,
like
yeah. Oh,
not
yeah, like Japan
necessarily.
Festival and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Freedom LA
Freedom LA, very fun
in
festival.
Orange County, fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the sick thing about that one was it wasn't like anime. It was mostly like musicians and like
And Japanese culture.
Japanese culture, just generally speaking, like food, performances, music.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like a good way, if you're feeling like either the hype fatigue or like any kind of fatigue from just oversaturation of like whatever you're into, obviously like no shit branch out, but you can branch out in ways that still feel like comfortable to you and like still feel kind of adjacent to what you're into.
Yeah,
Like
that's a good point.
I literally never have been into like Japanese like idol groups or anything like that. Like
But it was fun seeing them.
yeah, and I got into one like specifically just because I saw them live and it was like
Correct.
nothing I'd ever number one, it was nothing I've ever seen before live. Number two, it was nothing that
Glow
I knew that
sticks and everything. It's
exists.
freaking awesome.
Um S Club, if anyone wants to know what I'm talking about, which is like it's an idol group, but they're like bad bitches.
They
They're not
were.
like
I remember, dude.
yeah.
I was there at the show. It was fucking
They're
awesome.
not like the kind of typical,
They
and there's
were
nothing wrong with
very
like the
bad.
typical like
Hell yeah.
idol persona. Like it's just not super what I'm into personally. So it's like seeing that and like, oh, there's like so much more that I didn't know about. Like there's stuff that I don't know about music groups, types of music, it's just great way to like expand your horizons and shit.
No,
And it's a
that's
great way to get away from that feeling of like being jaded or feeling like like do I even want to go to this convention anymore? Like it's starting to feel like clockwork.
yeah. No,
Like
I 100% agree because I literally went for like 9, 10 years straight,
yeah,
from like '08, '09 to like 2019.
and that was before it was like stupidly commercialized and like
Yeah,
overpacked.
like it started getting packed like a year or two before COVID, but like up until like 2016, 2017, it was breathable, like it was tolerable. Like you could totally go and check out this screening of something. You could totally go and check out this voice actor, this director. You could go to like cosplay gatherings with like and actually notice stuff. Sometimes I even cosplayed and I love the cosplay community, just like the people who are super into it, not the ones who actually talk like the fucking characters are cosplaying as 24/7. That's a little weird, but it's just like if you enjoy it, you throw out a catchphrase or two, take some pictures with people. That hits so hard, and I love that stuff. But I just can't enjoy it anymore. I haven't been in like since COVID essentially, but it just shifted completely. Like it was a paradigm shift in the anime community. That's how
I'm
I see
getting
it.
the itch.
Yeah, I want
I'm
and
getting the itch to go back because
after
it's
a
been
certain
literally like
yeah,
5 years since I've been.
literally same
So
for me.
I want
After
to go
some
this
time,
year,
you
one
definitely
day.
want to go. So let's fucking go.
Yeah,
2026 Anime
I'm down
Expo.
for like one day. Definitely
Sure,
not any
dude.
more than that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's the thing too. I used to go for like all 4 days.
Last time I went, I also went 4 days both years. It was
Dude,
sick. I mean, it
it's
was really fun,
so much to do,
but
so much to
it is a
try
lot
out and
though,
shit. But like
especially
now,
if you're working and shit.
yeah, but now we got like jobs and shit, and
Ugh.
we're grown ass men, so it's just like I don't have the patience nor the time for it, but like I do have the itch, like you said, like I will try out a day, maybe even two if I can spare it. But yeah, no, it's completely shifted. It's not what it used to be, but you do still have some sort of nostalgia. Like I went to the Collecticon, and it was at the LA Convention Center, but it was literally 1% of the attendance
Right,
of,
yeah.
of what Anime
Yeah.
Expo would be. It
Exactly.
was so small, so controlled and easy to like do stuff. So maybe that's why I enjoyed the shit out of it to the point where my blood pressure like shot up on out of literal excitement. I felt like a kid again, man. It was amazing.
Yeah, no tourism over there.
Yeah, no tourists, only scalpers and mafia.
What's worse? Scalpers who are in too deep or tourists who are in skin deep?
Oh my God, man. Honestly, scalpers, tourists are just like trying it out. Like
Yeah.
they're seeing it. They're trying to be they're respectful at the end of the day, man.
True, true,
They're
yeah.
respectful. They're not fucking like corrupting nothing. So fuck scalpers. I'll say it right now. We'll bleep
Hey,
that
okay,
out.
speaking of tourism, by the way, okay, we were talking about this earlier about like reading shit and like following shit weekly, right?
Yeah.
So there's been a phenomenon recently, right? Where for those uninitiated, right? Manga and shit that's like running weekly. I personally never really read manga weekly, like Weekly Shonen Jump, let's say, until like the last few years. And the reason why is because I really, really got into Chainsaw Man, and like that is like a weekly manga, and it's like sick as fuck. The problem now is that like because of like the pacing and shit, and like the specific way that the story is told, what happens is people read this shit week to week and it feels like there's nothing going on, quote unquote, but in reality, people are just complaining about like absolutely fucking nothing.
Right.
And like this is an issue with like a lot of things. Number one, with like the weekly manga format, that's just like absolutely fucking killing these mangaka and like these like authors and writers and shit. Like making a story weekly is like really tough, right? And that obviously affects how people are gonna experience it because you're getting these tiny little chunks of story like
And
at
they
a
have
time.
deadlines almost. Like they
Yeah,
need to rush it and
exactly,
write it, and stuff doesn't give them enough time to like get stuff laid out and perfected, and we'll get some opinions maybe, and like do
exactly.
some trial runs. I don't know.
And like the issue there becomes like people will read these chapters week to week, and like all you can't really reflect on like 20 pages of a story, right?
Sure.
Like, and again, this is 20 pages of a
Of a
picture book.
manga, like literally a
Yeah.
picture book.
So
Yeah.
it's like what ends up happening is you get people like going online and shit complaining like, "Oh my god, bro, I can't believe it like went to shit. I can't believe this manga sucks now. Like what's going on? Like this and that." And the thing is like you would think as a normal person, "Okay, bro, you don't like it? Just stop reading it." But no, people will come back week to week to complain, right? And the literal solution to this is to stop reading weekly, just wait for it to finish, and then you read it all in one go, and it's fucking immaculate.
Hmm.
And the funny thing is, this has happened twice now in the same like series.
Right.
Chainsaw Man is broken up into two different parts at the moment. Part 1 and part 2. It's all the same characters and shit. It's just part 1 is kind of like its own story and then part 2 is like not self-contained, but it's like a natural continuation of that story, right? And people had the same exact complaints about the ending like section of part 1 where reading this shit week to week, it's like this big huge fight and you're reading like 2 seconds of that fight and having to wait like a week to read the next 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's going to be a little weird. But and I had the same complaints. I was like thinking like, "Bro, what is this like what is this random shit like I don't want to spoil anything but it's like what is this random shit we're doing in the middle of like the climax
Yeah.
because that's how it feels when you're reading it week to week
It's like getting a burger and fries, finishing the burger and eating the fries a couple
a
hours
couple of
later.
days later,
Couple
yeah.
days later,
You're
it's
like
like
that didn't feel like a meal, what the fuck
yeah,
was that?
it doesn't feel right.
and
This is
then
when it's
like
stale.
and like I'm totally guilty of this because like that's how I experienced it when I was watching it or when I was reading it for the first time. Then what I did was I went back, I read the whole thing in like maybe 2 3 sittings and I'm like, bro, like was I fucking reading this shit with my eyes crossed last time? Like this is amazing.
Yeah,
This shit's awesome.
yeah,
And the same thing's happening with part 2 now. Part 2 is getting towards its climax. Everybody and their grandmother, bro, what is the author thinking, bro? Like what is this bullshit? I can't believe it's shit now. I'm like, dog, like do you know the definition of insanity? It's doing the same shit over and over and over
and
again. Like
expecting a different
and
result.
exactly,
And you,
bro.
it's like,
So I promise you, there's gonna be some like part 2 revisionism happening, just like with part 1, where people are gonna be like, "Oh, just binge it, bro. It's a fucking amazing," and they're gonna be right because if you binge it, it's fucking amazing. So I am still reading it week to week, but the
okay,
reason why is because I know that like I just want to keep up with the story, and
yeah,
I'm not judging it right at this very moment. I'm gonna wait till I read the whole thing in one go and then
yeah.
give my final thoughts.
And that just it's because the way
FOMO.
media is, yeah, it's fear of missing
FOMO
out.
sucks,
It
bro.
really does. And then we've kind of been thrown so many different formats at us as time has went on. When we were growing up and watching Pokemon and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and like Digimon and Sabrina the Teenage Witch and stuff, like, dude, it
Corey in
was
the house.
yeah, Cory in the House and stuff. It was just like freaking weekly releases, and we were used to that format, you know?
Yeah.
We would patiently wait, talk about it with friends and stuff, and they were actually made in a way where there were no gaps. It was like non sequitur in a sense. Like I don't know if that's the right word, but like the episodes weren't really related.
Right,
They
yeah,
were
it was
one offs.
episodic. Yeah,
It
it
was
was episodic.
episodic. It
Yeah.
was one offs and stuff. Where now everything is dropped in an entire season and it flows like an entire season. You know, they're not weekly releases. There was a whole binge thing going on at some point. Now they're throwing both formats at us, and you don't know which one works better for you. Like, should I wait until everything is over, or should I watch it weekly and keep up with everything? But you literally run out of patience. Like, I
Yeah.
want to be part of the hype. I want to be part of the community. I want to talk about it or something. But like sometimes hype fucking sucks. Like
Exactly.
you have to find a good medium at the end of the day.
It's kind of like you gotta wonder which one is better because like Netflix has the whole like dropping shit all at once format, and like people complain about that. I mean, I don't think I have an issue with it personally because like I don't
It works for me
give a
because I
fuck.
like watching from start to finish as fast as possible.
Yeah, I'm not much of like a hardcore binger, but I like being able to control like the pacing of something.
Sure,
Like if I find
that too.
if I do like 2 3 episodes and like it ends at like kind of a good spot, I'm like, okay, let me stop and like think about this for a second, or like let me just stop and like absorb it before I like completely forget what happened because I watched like 8 fucking episodes in a row. Like and that's the thing. It's like people I think the major issue is the people that we're talking about specifically are the kind of people who just like cannot control themselves,
Yeah.
right? Not to sound like fucking I'm on my high horse, like I'm some kind of like arbiter on this
Sometimes
shit.
I can't control myself either, but yeah, I mean it's healthy to stop sometimes, like
Yeah,
at a good point.
I feel like the reason that so many people either get caught up in the hype or allow the hype to like negatively impact their experience of something is just that they do not know how to like regulate themselves and like at the risk of sounding like you enjoyed this wrong.
Moderation is key.
Yeah, it really is. No,
Just like
genuinely
for
it is.
every aspect of life. Yeah,
It genuinely is because like you can totally binge a show in like one night and like enjoy the whole thing and then like you won't remember half of it in a week.
and that yeah,
And like who am I to say that
yeah,
you watched it wrong, right? Because like maybe that's just what you do, like but it's
sure,
like if you're trying to be an authority on that, if you're trying to talk about it and shit or like have a substantial opinion on it, it's kind of like it gets hard to trust at some point when you're just like, bro, did you watch this shit with your eyes closed? Like, did you watch this shit like half asleep? And it's the
sure.
same thing with like the whole weekly release thing. It's like something like a shitty chapter now can secretly be like the most important thing later with like future context. So that's why I'm saying like people who like just have to be part of the like conversation. They just have to throw their hat in the ring because God forbid they have like a little bit of FOMO. That's just like that's all the noise. And like that comes with like spoilers, that comes with like shitty opinions about stuff that doesn't even make sense, right? So it's just like the only reason that like I'm keeping up personally is because like I have tempered my expectations about what it's going to be like reading week to week. I'm going to go back and binge it and also because like I don't want to get spoiled. Because
Sure.
like motherfuckers just can't help themselves.
And
Literally posting like full images of the chapter, like the big
yeah, you
spoiler,
got to stay
like
away
just
from that.
uncensored, just on a public forum, like where it's not supposed to be, right?
Yeah, man, you don't even have like a chance to actually discuss or debate something. It's just like spoilers literally everywhere.
Yeah,
Like people
exactly.
just throwing shit at you or something. But no, man, like you said, sometimes you just got to take it bit by bit, find your healthy medium, be neutral about it.
Yeah.
Like sometimes if you watch everything at once, you'll forget certain aspects of it. You can't really sit back and reflect on it. But like watching it like literally chunk by chunk is also annoying and like just almost painful. But doing it a few episodes at once, a few chapters at once, if it's available, I feel like is the healthiest way to do something.
Yeah. I
And
think it's like a lot to do with time too, because
yeah,
like weekly television, like back when Breaking Bad and like Game of Thrones and shit was coming out, that was coming out weekly, right?
it was
Or
coming out weekly,
yeah,
but
but that's
funny
like an
enough,
hour. That's like an hour you get every week.
the length of
In
the content is very important too.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
an hour long episode is not gonna be the same as like a 20-page chapter of
Sure,
manga,
it's
right?
almost a movie at that point.
Basically, yeah,
Yeah,
and you have like plenty to discuss, and the way that they usually shoot those shows is like they want to give you like some kind of like arc, right? Over
right.
the course of that episode. Like even if it's a continuous like series, like for example, like I said Breaking Bad or like Game of Thrones, where it's like a continuous not episodic, but it's a series, right?
Mm-hmm.
Each episode individually, you can still watch it as like an individual episode kind of. Even if it leaves on a cliffhanger, you're just like at the end of that hour mark, you're like, okay, I'm ready to be like done. I'm ready for this episode to finish. Whereas like reading a weekly manga with like 20 pages a chapter, you're like, bro, just give me the next fucking page already.
Right, right.
But yeah, no, it's just
Nothing.
It's a very fucked up, toxic kind of like
There's just a
model for
lot.
it.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I'm sorry. What would you say?
Oh no no,
Toxic. What you said?
like just format of like releasing shit.
Too
Like
many formats to keep
yeah,
up with as well. Yeah.
definitely.
But yeah, I guess that kind of brings us to the end of this. If you learned anything, everything's fucked.
Yeah,
Find your healthy way of consuming it, and if there's anything that we share that resonates with you guys, just put it into practice. And if it lets you down, then we're sorry about that
I'm
wholeheartedly.
not fucking sorry.
Okay, I guess neither am I. Fuck everybody. No, it's a but jokes aside, man. Like take it as it is, as with a grain of salt. Just consume as you can, learn as much as you can, watch, read, and try stuff out, form a community or something. It just sucks that like there's so much bad going on around the world, but we can all find our little ways of enjoying it and being at peace with it.
Yeah,
So
the key takeaway, genuinely, and I know again this is like Captain Obvious shit, but like literally find the way to enjoy something the way that like is most enjoyable for you, and like if you can avoid FOMO, if you can avoid that kind of shit, it's like a game changer, honestly.
absolutely, absolutely. It's nice to discuss and debate and just keep up with things,
After the
but
fact,
after
after shit's over,
after shit's
super
over,
fun.
yeah, and
Even weekly, it can be fun, but like again, it's just like you have to temper it. You have to temper your expectations. You
get
have
the
to
full scope of it before you form your opinion, I guess. Not
definitely.
before it. Yeah, it's no that's a very good way to put it. And you think that about sums it up?
Sums it up other than what we're gonna call ourselves.
Oh, yeah, we don't really have a name that's up in the air for now, but I think we're kind of getting the concept together. Not as chaotic as when we first started about an hour ago, but holy shit, yeah, that makes a whole hour.
Nice.
Very nice, man. Thank you, Alan.
Well, thank you, sir, that I just met today. No, I'm just
And
kidding.
my name's Sako.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in, guys.
Take it easy.
Damn, dude, that was actually hype
That
as
was good.
fuck. Very good,
That was
brother.
good. That
Opera,
felt like
that felt
I,